Today I just want to talk a little bit about the dichotomy that exists between the left and the right in regards to political assembly. See, on the left they enjoy a very tightly woven alliance, which consists of communists, socialists, liberals, Black Lives Matter movement, modern feminists, LGBT. Lots of different organizations and political movements are involved in this left-wing alliance, which is very unified in its opposition to right-wing conservatism. So for example, like on the left, you might have a Black Lives Matter member who doesn't necessarily support all the aspects of the LGBT community, but he's not going to vocalize his opinion when he's in that kind of environment within that community. The left wing is unifying itself and overlooking its differences because they understand there's a common enemy, there's a common threat, which is right-wing conservatism, nationalism versus globalism, these opposing ideologies, and they can kind of break it down into a black and white scenario. They're organized, they have strategy, they're implementing all these different types of tactics that the right, as of yet on a global stage, is yet to be able to adopt. We are lacking, we are behind. We don't have such a finely tuned machine, so to say. There's a lot of division within conservative groups all throughout the West, lots of bickering, lots of inner turmoil, and it's because a lot of conservatives just don't have proper leadership and representation at a high level to kind of bank on and use as a reference point to say, this is what we should be doing. This is the people we should be getting behind, especially in here in Canada. I'd say right now Kelly Leitch is probably the only conservative candidate who represents true Canadian Western conservative values, and I wouldn't exactly say that I back Kelly Leitch, but as of right now she is the best and only candidate that we have available. But one thing is for sure is she's not at all connected to any sort of grassroots movements or street level protests, which otherwise would be very supportive of her. So we're missing those bridges of communication, we're missing those bridges of support which exist within the left wing. I think the right could learn a lot from how the left doesn't punch left. What I mean by not punching left is you don't fight with those who are on the same side as you. They've identified a common enemy, like I've said before, which is right-wing conservatism, and they won't bicker and highlight their points of disagreement. Even though a lot of the ideologies aren't congruent with each other, like Islam and communism or Islam and feminism, they stand together. On the right, we don't really have that same unity. We're constantly making excuses for the other side. We're constantly finding ways to argue with ourselves instead of arguing with the other side. And what I'm starting to realize is the reason why the right is having so much inner dialogue, inner turmoil, and debating with ourselves is because we're the only ones that will listen to each other. The left is closing off their ears. They're shutting the bridges of communication. So all we're left to do is argue with each other. If you get enough voices chirping, eventually you're going to find something to disagree on. And people who are passionate, people who are vocal, people who like to challenge themselves are naturally going to start debating with other people who are of the same type of mind frame. So we got to stop looking inwards and we got to start looking outwards. We got to realize that we have a common enemy, which is the left. It is this Islamic, communist type of weird social control. But one thing on a positive note is here in Toronto in particular, we're experiencing something amazing. It's very special. I think it's unique what's happening here in Toronto. Different groups, right-wing organizations, people that represent true conservative values are finally aligning themselves. They're not afraid to be alienated because they're associating with X or Y organization or group, sorry. They're more willing to get out there and say, hey, you know what, enough is enough. Maybe we don't agree on every single point, but who cares? Why are we going to magnify that one specific point when there's 4 out of other 5 issues that we all see eye to eye on and we can actually work towards progressing? We can't just sit there and highlight the areas of disagreement, magnify that, amplify that, create more discourse and more kind of like lone wolf swimming in the political sea, so to say, when we can be together. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope a lot of what I'm saying resonates with you, and perhaps maybe you can encourage some of your own friends or other people that you talk to get more involved. Share this video, spread it around. So thank you again for watching this video, and together we're going to make the West great again, guys.